So we have on the agenda to talk about.
Well, this is very important. You watched this documentary on Netflix called
One of Us.
It's called One of Us. And being that the video, the movie, the documentary is about one of us, we should talk about it because we know something about it, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I haven't seen it, but I've seen the trailer, which basically talks about the struggle of leaving chassidic Jewry. What are your
They
thoughts
call
about
it ex-chassidic.
Ex-chassidic, they call it. What do we call it?
OTD.
Yeah, up for me.
Uppgifterna.
Yes. Okay. What do you think about the whole video?
So here it is. What I think about this video is, I'm Haredi. I don't like when people put us in a bad light. It doesn't feel good. That's what I feel.
Right.
Even though I have my own tanas on the Chassidim, I have a lot of tanas, and I talk to my friends a lot about it, and I'm very critical a lot about Chassidim. But going outside and telling everybody only the bad parts of us doesn't feel good. And I don't feel it's true. It's not true to only to say one part of a story is not true, even though the part that you're saying is true. The fact that you're only saying part of it makes it not being true.
So,
like, I'll give you an example. I'm a bus driver. So when a boy comes to me and tells me, Yankee hat mich geschlagen. And I tell him, I call Yankee, and Yankee says, well, hat mich koidem geboxen. So I call back the first where I told him, he's from Zug Emmes as Yankee hat geschlagen.
the fun you have as a bus driver.
Zug Emmes as Yankee hat mich geschlagen, aber es gesagt liegen, weil es wird nicht gesagt, dass ihm geboxen koidem. So even though it's true as Yankee hat mich geschlagen, it's not true what he's telling me because he's leaving out the part he ate at the box and koidem.
Okay, in your story, the victim was the perpetrator, which you can't always say about people leaving the community.
I'm not saying he was a perpetrator, I'm saying, but say the whole story. So he's going to say, versteht sich, ich habe ihn geboxen, oder ist hereingeschnitten, man sieht, und he's saying, hereingeschnitten, man sieht, wegen sie gewinnt Platz, aber man ist nicht gewinnt Platz, weil einer ist rausgegangen, einer ist reingekommen, and all of that. But coming and saying only one thing and leaving out the rest, even though the thing that you're saying is true, you're lying because you're not saying the whole story.
So
by the ex-Chassidim saying, let's see what you have to say.
I'm just wondering if it's bothering you, if the untruth is bothering you, or the fact that it paints us in a negative light. Like, what if the mother of the person leaving would also be involved in the story, but it would still be negative? Would it bother you? Is the negativity bothering you because it's just embarrassing to be put in a negative light? Or do you feel that they're really not representing us correctly?
Well, very well asked. You asked a good question. And nobody likes negativity, but we could deal with negativity. Nobody cares when you're saying, well, we do care, but we could deal with it. We could all deal with negativity. Saying that we have problems, we could deal with it. But the guy saying, I told my mother I'm not religious and we haven't spoken for 7 years, well, that's negative and it's not okay. But he's not saying how the mother feels about this. The mother not talking to him for 7 years, how does she feel about not talking to him for 7 years?
Meaning she's also in pain, but we're not even talking about her pain. Like, she
her...
wants to talk to him, he wants to talk to her, she wants to talk to him. Why aren't they talking? Nobody knows. But like, we don't know that she's also grieving for him while he's complaining and grieving, maybe, or just complaining about not talking to her.
She's crying every night that she can't talk to her son.
And we're just thinking that. We're thinking that based on knowing some parents who've lost children like that.
Right, it could be. And even if she's not crying every night, she's in pain, and she's coming from a tradition of, she thinks that if someone's not religious, she shouldn't have any shaykhs them, which isn't true.
And, okay.
Which isn't true. You should love your child no matter what, but the reason why she doesn't know so, or doesn't think so, or doesn't feel so, comes from somewhere. Say that part of the story as well.
Mm-hmm.
Show how she was brought up, and how important to her it is to be religious. And she thinks that being religious means that if your son is not religious, to cut off with him.
Is that true? Well, we don't even know. We don't know her story at all. All we have is the son's perspective. This is a documentary about the people leaving and exactly how they feel, and we
it's like
don't
the
know
boy
the
coming
story.
to me and saying, Yankee, I'm going to go boxing. And me saying, Yankee, will you boxing? Me calling Yankee and saying, the two Spanish boxing, I just gave my punishment for boxing. That's like this. Hello? Ask him, is den gewachsen? Close, den gewachsen. Was is gewesen? Just saying one part is basically lying. Because there's another part, there's always another part.
So how would you compare this video to Menashe?
Menashe was very different because Menashe didn't talk about the Haredi population in general. He was talking about his specific life, and even though the rabbi in that video was Shtickle Dunes and his brother-in-law was Shtickle Yons.
And you feel that they were misrepresented, or you feel that it was true to life?
Some rabbis are Dunses and Yonses, but he was basically saying his story, and to him it was that the authority wasn't nice to him, to his liking, and his family wasn't working out with him the way he wanted to. But it's not saying that we're all like that. It's basically talking about his specific story. And yes, there are such stories, and that's okay. It also shows Menashe's life. It doesn't just show a little part of his life. It shows a lot of his life. It shows that he has fun with his child. It shows that he has fun being a Hasidic Jew. It shows where he gathers with his friends. It shows the good parts of being a Hasidic Jew also. Which is
so
why
it takes you closer into the reality of Chassidic life, and it doesn't just broadcast like a headline about Chassidim will not accept you,
those who leave will not return, or all of those lines.
So you're not appreciating the black and whiteness of what?
The blackness. They're painting a very black line.
Mm-hmm. And Menashe, who it's not a very positive picture either, but you feel like it's a truer picture.
People could connect to the character, and once you connect to the character, you like him, and you see, well, I like him, he's had his difficulties, there are hardships around there, but it's okay. Life has hardships, every culture has problems and hardships, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think our culture is okay. We have some really good stuff and some really, not so good stuff, and it's good to get to know us. I think the reason people are interested in that whole one of us video is because people don't know us and people are curious. And Menashe offers that picture. And one of us offers the headline, which hooks people in, grabs people's attention, but doesn't then feed that curiosity. It kind of gives them a picture, and then they think that they know, but they don't really know, and Menashe gives them a better opportunity to get to know us. What do you think about the other video that I felt portrayed our culture is Fiddler on the Roof? What do you think about that one?
Well, Fiddler on the Roof is actually I liked it very much. Why did I like it very much? Because it shows the whole picture. It shows this Tevye guy, the father, very connected to his tradition and to his Torah. He talks about wanting to spend more time with his holy books and having a very close community together with his friends. And when his daughters go away from his tradition, he keeps on bending, but he loves his daughters and he loves his wife, even though he's saying that's not love, what is? But he's saying that's not love, what is? He loves his wife, he loves his children, and it shows the whole picture. And actually, a lot of Jewish people became closer to Judaism through this film, even though it betrayed the Jews in the shtetl like a little bit stupid. But people connected to the character because they saw their commitment to their tradition and their struggle between loving his daughter that married out of the faith and his struggle between the two.
Mm-hmm. So you're advocating for films that show the human element within the Chassidic community.
Showing why we're so committed to our tradition, because we love our tradition and we love our Creator, and that's the way we serve Him. And when things contradict it, it's very hard for us. There are better ways how to deal with them, and there are worse ways. A lot of times people choose the worst ways. That doesn't mean that they're bad people because they make the wrong decisions. When a child leaves, it's very painful. If it's the right way to deal by not talking to the son for 7 years, no, it's not the right way to deal with it. You should love your child no matter what he does.
Yes.
But show how much the person is connected to his lifestyle and how hard it is for him and why he's living that lifestyle, and show the whole picture.
Meaning any parent who's not talking to their child for 7 years, no matter in which culture and for what reason, is in pain. The parent and the child, the situation is a painful situation. So show that humanity, show the story. You're
Even though you
advocating
could
for-
show the problem and show that a lot of people choose the problem, they choose not to talk or to disconnect, show the whole picture. Don't show Yankee noch geschlagen. Show Moshe noch geboxen, Yankee mich zurückgeschlagen, Woche gewollt in seinen Sieg, dann herausgestrippt, dann hat sich ausgeglitscht. Show the whole thing.
Mhm. So you're advocating for story,
Yes.
good stories about Hasidic Jews.
Exactly.
Are there any other movies, videos, or even books that portray us that is not meant for the Chassidim, that are meant for the entire world to consume and get to know us, and that is done in a way that really offers a picture? Do you think that there are? I mean, I know there are some books written, but they're written from a very black and white perspective, or as you say, a black perspective. I'm curious if there are any other stories out there.
I happen to know a very good writer that could maybe write such a book.
Oh my God, I did start writing one like that. Maybe we should work on it, right?
By
Alright.
we, you mean you.
Yes, I don't think you're going to be writing it with me, but we can talk about it more.
We could for sure talk about it.
All right. Thank you for listening, and thanks for this. I think this was an awesome discussion, and
Many more to come.
yeah.